When you want lasting fulfillment, compatibility is not enough. I'm Shauna White, relationship coach for spiritually awake couples, and this is what I'm offering to talk about today. It's a subtle thing that we might not see. So, compatibility, there's all kinds of compatibility, and someday we'll talk about that too. But depending on what you're compatible in, it might not be enough, because people can be compatible in feeling like they just want to be comfortable in their relationship. And if that's the case, they're banking for trouble. So, in addition to compatibility, right, compatibility allows you to feel like things move easily with your partner, and that's great. But the other element that I see as really important is that you have a North Star of growth, and particularly a North Star of growing towards embodying love. Because when that is your North Star, then it's a lot easier to sort out things between you and your partner, because you can see how your performance maybe in a particular, one of the biggest challenges in relationship is sorting out whose baggage is if something goes wrong, if there's a glitch, where's that glitch coming from? Is it your baggage? Is it your partner's baggage? And when you have love as your North Star, the embodiment of a spiritual quality of love as your North Star, then you can actually sort out, oh, I can see how my partner's expression is deviating from that expression of alignment with love inside, and I can see how mine is. So we're both contributing to the issues. Whereas if the North Star of your relationship or your idea of fulfillment in love with your partner is comfort, your idea of what love should look like that makes love fulfilling and comfortable, then what happens is, even if you are compatible, if your partner doesn't fit in your idea of how things should look, then that's like an infraction. How do you fix an infraction? I mean, it becomes about performance in order to fulfill ideas of comfort. And that's a very controlled existence. It's controlled. It can create control dynamics between you and your partner, but it can also result in control dynamics within yourself, where you're actually not expanding because you're just trying to live out life the way that makes you feel comfortable. But humans actually thrive when we can grow and change and become. And when we're not actually even controlling that process of growth, because we can control that process of growth. We can be like, I'm going to take my limiting beliefs and I'm going to change them to positive beliefs. But really, it gets exciting when you put God in charge. And what I mean by that, I use the G word, sometimes puts people off balance. But what I mean by that is letting go of what you think you know and finding how to let your inner connection to a sense of inner alignment guide you each day, and then share from that place with your partner. And when you have those elements of sharing from that deep inner connection, which is very exciting because you don't even know necessarily what you're going to say next. It's really beautiful, actually, when someone starts to find that place inside themselves and they start to actually find their voice, their authentic voice. They start to have this experience of, oh my God, I'm being so honest, but I don't even know what I'm going to say next. And it's freaking me out because I might say something that I'm afraid that someone will judge me for. But I don't know it until it's coming out. That's like your 7-second delay has been removed, right? That filtering mechanism in case they need to beep, censor something that's not publicly acceptable. That's the 7-second delay, in case no one knows that term. But I've lived, and you might be able to relate. I've lived with a 7-second delay, so to speak, on my own self-expression. And when I started to find what what it was like to actually speak from the core of my being and share what I'm discovering about myself, what I'm discovering in my feeling sense in this moment, it got scary because suddenly I didn't have a filter of what of controlling what I'm going to say to make sure that people are going to like me. And so it's a short phase once you get to that. It was short for me, and I observe that it's short for other people. But I get very excited when people get to that phase because I'm like, that's awesome. Now your real raw self is coming out. You're finding your voice. That's exciting. To that quality of being on the edge of self discovery through the depth of your honesty is exciting. And when you can experience that in your relationship, then everyday life is beautiful and exciting. But in order to have that, you've got to both together have this North Star that growth is what we're about, like what we're doing here on this planet. We are here to grow. And not only that, we're here to grow into the biggest expression of love that we can possibly ever embody. And that is supported by having a spiritual vision of what love is. Uh, and I say spiritual because it's got to be beyond the laws of survival, because survival is based on fear, actually. And if you're going to get the fear dynamics out of your relationship, you've got to strive for embodying love, walking as this deeply connected from the inside out quality of love that fills you up so that you can actually give and allow the mistakes that happen, the ways in which experiences or things that your partner might do or things that you might do are uncomfortable. Like what happens here? Let's throw a scenario right here. What happens if your partner has an experience of feeling attracted to another person, and it's a short but powerful experience of attraction to another person? If your North Star is comfort, like we have a safe container, then your partner can't even talk about that because that's just going to make the container feel unsafe. But if the North Star is to be aligned, to be a vessel of divine love, and to trust the way that love unfolds our life, guides our life, and to know that we can only be that vessel by growing out of the the limitations, the invisible limitations that we have in our own mind and in our own being. And that as we grow, we're going to have experiences that are going to help us grow also. So, from that frame of reference, we could actually allow our partner to be uncomfortably honest with us and share with us what their experience was, their adventure. Oh my God, I met somebody and this person was so attractive to me. Really, what was attractive about them? What did it feel like? What are you learning from this experience? How are you growing? If your partner also knows it really is truly committed to a growth partnership, and then and you have honesty in your relationship, now honesty goes with a growth partnership, then your partner would feel comfortable sharing that with you. If your partner is more of a comfort North Star person, then that attraction could be like a treasure. a treasure that I need to keep, a treasure I need to pursue because there's a little piece of comfort that I need to consume. So it's a huge difference. So we can have compatibility, like we like to do the same things. We just kind of feel the same way, energetic compatibility, and we express in a way that we both understand each other. Whatever the compatibility is that makes your relationship fun and easy and just feel right, that's one thing. That's important. But this other issue of what's the North Star? Is it growth for the purposes of embodying the Christ in this lifetime? Or is the purpose comfort? Let's live out the best life that we can on earth while we're here before we die. Like, let's live it up. If it's the comfort thing, there are all these places, all these pockets where a boogeyman can find you, where because there might be something comfortable out there that doesn't fit with the comfortable container of your relationship. Whereas if it's this, let's grow into our Christ nature and allow ourselves to have the adventure of growing, which we just can't control, but we can trust, and be honest with each other through that process. That's an amazingly powerful bond that you have with your partner. It's a flexible bond. It's a bond that grows and changes as it needs to, and that's the ability to love each other and allow each other to be free at the same time is incredibly powerful. It's much stronger than creating a safe container through control. Um, there's nothing safer than the integrity of the choice to embody love, to grow into your Christ nature. And if you really mean it, not just as a fancy spiritual idea, like, oh, yeah, I'm growing into my Christ nature. How about you? You know, it's not, not as a garment that you wear for validation, but as an actual discipline that you live every day. There's nothing safer than that. When you find a partnership connection that feels real, in that connection with your commitment to embody the Christ and to really work the discipline of growing into that beautiful nature, there's nothing safer than that for your heart in connection with a partner. All right, well, there you go. Let me know if this connected with you. Any thoughts that you have, any questions you might have, if it brought up any questions, and we can talk about it next time. All right, take care.